I started the program back in February, and so for the last 4 weeks, off and on, I would go back to LA, and I was working with LA Fire Department and doing the LA Fire Department Leadership Academy. The LAFD Leadership Academy started after the riots happened in California from Rodney King.
About an hour ago, firemen moved into one neighborhood protected by Los Angeles police officers to put out 2 fires.
LAPD realized that they had some leadership pitfalls with how they handled that situation. They went to outside agencies to look how to handle these types of situations better and improve the leadership within their department. So where they ended up going and finding this leadership training was through West Point Academy, which trains all of our Army officers in the United States. So West Point taught LAPD how to be better leaders. And from there, LAFD started attending the program, liked it, and started their own program. So for the past 8 years, LAFD has been running its own leadership academy, all based on the West Point principles. You know, you read books on leadership, you take leadership classes, and they focus on what you can do to make yourself a better leader. But I've never had a class focus on what you can do to help lead people better. And what I mean by that is really understanding what people are saying and doing and where they're coming from. That became really clear to me when I gave everyone a homework assignment and I asked the department to do a 360-degree evaluation on my performance, skills, and abilities as a leader. That 360-degree evaluation gave me a lot of time to self-reflect, which I think is very important for us to do at any point in our career, not just the leadership point in our career. Initially reading those, there were some hard things to read about yourself because you want to think that you're doing an amazing job, but it's really important to look at what people need from you too. And one of the things that came up in there is don't forget where you came from. And some of the people that responded felt that perhaps once you go into a management role, and especially me, that I was starting to forget where I came from. I was a firefighter for 16 years with District 6. The job that the firefighters do here is amazing. I'm proud of all of them. And I don't like to think that I forgot where I came from. But I will say that definitely as a chief, I think differently than I did as a firefighter. But I had that through every step of my career. I think as a captain, you begin to think differently than you did as a firefighter. As a battalion chief, you think differently than you did as a captain. As you go higher up in the ranks, there's more individuals you deal with, there's more policies you deal with, there's more projects, and so you do have to change your train of thought. So I would like to say I'm changing my train of thought rather than forgetting where I'm coming from. But I've heard what they said, and I respect that, and I'm going to work on that. Part of the Leadership Academy is not much different than an entry-level firefighter academy. You build a team, you have a group, and part of that is coming up with a final project. That final project you'll see in the pictures is a plaque with all of our names on it, a quote from Patton. It's not how well we're doing, it's how well we recover from failure. The other part of our class was we had to come up with a leadership motto. And our leadership motto for our class of 1801, which was the name of our class, is leadership, prove it. That's one thing that came up in my 360 was that people didn't know what my personal goals were. And I never thought people wanted to know those. But it is my personal goal, and I've achieved it so far, to every year get some kind of continuing education for my job. This year I picked LAFD Leadership Academy. Last year I completed my master's. So I'm not sure what next year has on the horizon, but I'm going to continue to learn and grow.